Hello YouTube. I would suggest that anyone that plans to vote in the general election this November should watch this video, and anyone interested in politics. So the Republican Party have put themselves in a precarious position this year, and I think that this particular scenario hasn't been considered yet. There's a site called isidewith.com. I'll put a link in the description, where you can go and you take, before you hear about any candidate's name, you go and take a quiz based on the policies of today that are important in today's society. And people are going and taking this quiz honestly, and people are finding that they agree with Gary Johnson most of the time. Now, I broke those statistics down by state and used the 2008 voter turnout and projected state by state, and then calculated the popular vote totals that way. And if everyone just voted according to the people they agreed on the issues with. In a three-way race between Gary Johnson, Barack Obama, and Mitt Romney, if everyone votes according to issue, Gary Johnson will get 36.9% of the vote. Barack Obama will get 36.2% of the vote. So a very close margin between, Gary Johnson's slightly ahead, which this could be a significant difference because the sampling size was 870,000 people. So this should be a relatively good number. And then Mitt Romney comes in at a very low 26.9%. So Mitt Romney really gets trounced. Further, I did a projection from those numbers on the website just with the Mitt Romney and Barack Obama matchup. In a Mitt Romney and Barack Obama matchup, Mitt Romney would get 42.5% of the vote, and Barack Obama would get 57.5% of the vote. So Barack Obama would beat him, almost by 20 percentage points, Mitt Romney. So Mitt Romney would get trounced, according to issues, if everybody voted according to issues, between a heads-up race between him and Obama. Ron Paul, on the other hand, if Ron Paul was against Barack Obama, Ron Paul would get 48.4% of the vote, and Barack Obama will come slightly ahead at 51.6%. This is a much better improvement if the Republican Party had Ron Paul as the nominee as a matchup against Obama, according to the issues that America thinks are important today. And then, if we go to just a Gary Johnson and Barack Obama matchup, which has been completely neglected by the Republican Party, we see that Gary Johnson would actually get 50.9% of the vote. So essentially 51% of the vote, and Barack Obama will get the other 49%. So Gary Johnson would just barely edge him out, by a couple percentage points. So, and of course, that's an opportunity that the GOP decided to pass up. So now that people are actually seeing this in large numbers, hundreds of thousands of people, the seed has been planted. Americans have, taken this survey, and now they realize that, hey, there's another viable option. So it's very likely that with this information, Gary Johnson could actually take off, and if he does get in the debates, he's going to get a lot more name recognition, and people are going to begin to realize, that they do support Gary Johnson on most of the issues. For instance, Democrats. If you're not happy with Barack Obama heavily shutting down, the marijuana industry, the medical marijuana industry in California and some of those places, and coming down hard on it with the feds, then you should consider Gary Johnson. If you're a Democrat and you want to maintain your views on gay rights, you should support Gary Johnson. If you're a Democrat and you support women's right to choose, then you should support Gary Johnson. Now, on the as far as Republicans go, the Republicans are going to be on the losing end of this, because they have a candidate that clearly cannot win according to the issues, and the issues. The party is clearly refusing to embrace America as it is, and the electorate as it's changed. It's refusing to reflect the will of the electorate. and it's trying all hell, to put these Ron Paul, narrowly categorize Ron Paul people and all these people and try to, neutralize them, or absorb them into their party and talk them into voting for the people they want to. But I don't think this is going to work. And if Gary Johnson just happens to catch on fire and get elected, who's to lose? It's only the Republican Party. So the Libertarian Party could actually supplant the Republican Party. Yes, I just said it. The Republican Party could be done for forever if Gary Johnson wins the presidency of the United States in 2012. Democrats, if you never want to see the Republican Party again, if you want to see the Republican Party replaced with a party that will be socially tolerant and fiscally conservative, I suggest you vote for Gary Johnson and get this man elected, because he's a step up from Obama. I will promise you that. Please check out his record. His executive experience is much better than Obama's. He left surpluses whenever he left New Mexico. He was very fiscally responsible there and very socially tolerant. So, what argument will the Republicans have ever again once they lose that highest post to a third party that's running on fiscally conservative issues at the same time running on socially tolerant issues? How could the Republican Party ever gain traction after that? So, America, if you would like to get rid of the Republican Party over the next few election cycles, here's our first chance right here. This is the first step. Elect Gary Johnson. The Republican Party will either adopt our principles and absorb a more libertarian and start endorsing a more libertarian philosophy, or Gary Johnson will be elected and the Republican Party will fade away, because we know they are not fiscally conservative and we know they are not socially tolerant. They are the opposite to what America is. So, I suggest you go to the I Side With website, isidewith.com, it's in the description, and take the quiz. Spread it to your friends. If you don't like the Republican Party, if you're tired of them, fed up with their self-righteous, they don't want to adapt at all to America that's changing, that's fed up with the same old junk, that sees the problems. If they don't want to change, I say it's time that we get rid of them, and we can do it. So think about that, and who knows? Next time around, you may be registered as a libertarian and voting in a major party. So have a good day, folks, and please consider what I have to say. I don't think anyone else has really considered this scenario quite yet.